We are back with another LTM video. This is LTM week 2 versus Addison. I've known Addison for such a long time, since Generation 7, and she is the best draft league battler. I mean, if not the best, one of the best draft league battlers in the community right now. So we're definitely gonna have a lot of work cut out for us here. But first I want to shout out John. He built the majority of this team. He built like 4 out of the 6 Pokemon. I tweaked the Iron Thorn set. I just switched a move, and then on Arachnid I tweaked it a little bit, but I kept the Choice Spinner Blade fully, and I kept the Boots, Ben Wallace set, the Skeledirge, but we have a cool Mirror Herb Electrodesui, which I'm debating on leading here, but if that's a Scarf Staraptor, it just OHKOs me. So I really should have switched the Booster Energy Attack Iron Thorns, because I realized that's going to have to be my lead for the Staraptor, because if I see a Staraptor lead, then it just claims one. So really did not prepare that well for the Staraptor, to be honest, which John did build a pretty good team because he knows how I like to play. So he decided not to go like a Trick Room route, which hindsight, obviously 2020 Trick Room could have been cool, but I really liked this team when I saw the pace that he sent me, so I was fully down to run that. But yeah, good luck, have fun to Addison. Addison, like I said, is a very cool person, has a very cool logo, London Shockwave, so make sure you guys check out Addison in the description down below, and check out all the other LTM coaches. But before we get any further, guys, hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs. I'm at like 674 at the recording of this video, so yeah, this says to be a post-com because my microphone literally sounded like someone had poured a bottle of water directly into it. So yeah, also John originally had Sandaconda on this team, and I took that Pokemon off because that Pokemon is ass, and in this matchup it just got absolutely obliterated by the grass types in Whimsicott and Abomasnow that Addison has. So here I'm electing to just click Terra Electric Thunder Punch, because which I do Terastallize first, so if Mesprit Terastallizes after, which you're about to see in a second, then that means the Mesprit could be slower than me, meaning it could just Encore me. So I was very scared about that, so I just wanted to take damage, because even if this is max HP, max defense, bold, or impish, whatever, which Addison's Mesprit does Terastallize after me, which is going to be Terra Poison, then I just get Encored, and it's a bad day for me. And so it's a bad day for me, so here I'm just going to elect to just get some damage off with Thunder Punch, because if I can start chipping things down, then maybe I could see a Gallade in game. And Terra Poison makes it to where I can't lock into Sacred Sword. So we do about half, and we see the red card proc, which is a very cool set into my Iron Thorns, very anti-Iron Thorns. We get to go into our Electrodesui, and I'm really hoping here we don't see a poison move in Terra Blast, and we just see Addison get her Stealth Rocks up. So we're at this point, I could click Thunderbolt and get chip on this, and that wouldn't be the worst thing. But I need Electrodesui alive, because if that Staraptor isn't Scarf, then that is my best way to handle it. But like if it's Scarf, then I just don't. I seriously, I was already at this point like, I don't know what I do to a Scarf Staraptor. Like for Scarf Staraptor, or even Bandit, or whatever the Staraptor was going to be, I guess I could have elected to be Trick Room, but I really liked this team that John built, and I thought I could pull it off. So we're gonna see if I pull it off. We're gonna see if I can pull it off. I'm just gonna elect the Volt Switch here though, because I get decent chip and I'm able to pivot, and that does a lot of damage, so I'm fine with the Volt Switch play. And at this point I can just go into my Alolan Muck. Since it's Terra Poison, the Mesprit is Terra Poison, then that Pokemon's not going to do anything to me. We see a U-turn here, that's going to be worst case scenario, but a Pad Bev, the Alolan Muck's going to come out, and we do see a U-turn, so probably going to see a Staraptor just come out, and I'm going to have to sack my Alolan Muck at this point, right? Like, Alolan Muck has some merit, but I love Alolan Muck. It's just its defense is like 75, so it really cannot chew physical hits as much as you want. That's why I was a curse set, and I didn't think I was going to have to go into it this early, but I am a Alolan Muck fan, so you know, you live and you learn. But we're gonna see if Addison decides to go into Staraptor. If Addison goes Staraptor, which this is Storm Eagle, which is gonna be the Staraptor, it's just going to claim one, right? Like I could go into my Iron Thorns, my Big Brian, the boy, but if the Staraptor clicks Double Edge, then I get two-shotted and I die. So it has a chance to OHKO after rocks if Staraptor is banded. So not the best thing in the world for me. So here I kind of just have to click Crunch or Poison Jab just in case. Like, I really don't have a way to deal with this Pokemon. So I kind of have to just hope for some reason Addison switches out. And we just see a Brave Bird come out. So in hindsight, I could have went into the Brian, but it was, dude, Staraptor with Choice Band of Reckless still did so much damage. So here I really only have one play, because if the Staraptor is Scarf, which I can't, because Scarf killed Alolan from the range anyways, so I don't know if this Pokemon is Banded, Scarf, what the item is on this at all. I cannot go into Electrodesui. So if I go Electrodesui and this Pokemon is Scarf, it just kills me, which I guess I could have scouted, since, you know what I mean, I guess I could have went into it and seen. But we're just gonna go into Brian, Terra Iron Thorns, Big Brian, and see what we can do from this point. We live anyone hit. We can get a KO with Ice Punch or Thunder Punch, whatever we want to do. And I think I do like to click Ice Punch here, trying to call the Whimsicott coming in. So Addison's team is very, very, very good with helping negate setup, like with Whimsicott with Encore. There's an Abomasnow that she could have brought that has Aurora Veil. You know, when the snow goes up, you can click Aurora Veil. But man, I really just like Terra Iron Thorns with Dragon Dance. It's just so fun to use. It's hard to not want to bring, so I brought it. You know what I mean? So we're still at this point gonna just try to get damage off. I was calcing the wrong thing. I always forget about Booster. When you put it in the calc, you need to take it off after it's already been procced. And we do see the Doctor come out, which is going to be Whimsicott. That's after Dr. Slocking. So shout out to Dr. Slocking. And we do about half, so that's good damage. We do about 51-ish%. So at this point, I don't really know what this Pokemon wants to do. And I could, honestly, I was like, this Pokemon could definitely click Stun Spore, but like, I'm pretty sure I don't get paralyzed. Some electric type, yada, yada, yada. I could just get damage off here. But I have a Skeledirge that can eat any hit from this Pokemon, like, pretty easily. So I like to go into Skeledirge, I believe, which, to be honest, I probably should have just stayed in and tried to kill Whimsicott, because if I can kill if I can get damage on this Pokemon, if I can get it chipped very low, then at that point, my Iron Thorns looks a lot better, in the sense of, if I get a D-Dance off, if that Staraptor isn't Scarf, then I can almost just win, depending on if Whimsicott is saved for any diff, or saved in the back, since it does have Prankster and it can Encore me, whatever. But if I get the play right and I get one D-Dance up before that Whimsicott comes back out. But I just end up going into Ben Wallace, as we see a Moonblast. So I do make a decent play here, because the Moonblast is going to do no damage whatsoever, because Big Ben Wallace, the Skeledirge, is a tanky boy. And here I could click Will-O-Wisp, but I definitely could see the Arcanine coming out. I don't have Shadow Ball, I just have Hex, I just have Hex. So I'm thinking about switching into Spida here, my Arachnid, calling that. Because also if Blastoise comes out, Blastoise isn't going to be able to do much damage to me. And if it's Shell Smash, I can click Infestation and just go from there. Or I could just go hard into my Electrodesui and see if I could get the, Mirror Herb from the Shell Smash. So we do see a switch into Cash Money, Big Cash Money, the Blastoise, and Addison is going to see we switch out Ben Wallace, our defensive god. I was trying to think of a better term. We go into Arachnid, Spida. You're going to see a lot of shinies, because John did make this team, or a bunch of the sets, so I'm pretty sure Gallade is shiny as well, which I usually don't do shiny Pokemon. I don't know why. I think it doesn't register in my mind sometimes. But here I'm just gonna click Infestation. I believe I could also get Webs up, but at this point I'm thinking that Blastoise is going to be a Rapid Spin set. So like, this Pokemon doesn't really do anything to me. If it's Shell Smash and it has like Rock Slide, then I guess. But I click Infestation, as Addison does reveal the Rock Slide and does big damage, no flinch, and we get the Infestation off. So we're obviously going to do no damage, but we are going to do residual damage, because the Cash Money is being hurt by Infestation. So at this point I'm like, okay, I could go into, because based off that damage, it could be banded or it could just be offensive. So At this point, I'm thinking I could go into Electrodesui now, since I know it is a offensive set. Like, we could see a Shell Smash come off now, since Addison did see that my best way to handle this was with Infestation. That's kind of my goal, to kind of lure in the Shell Smash. So now I can go Electrodesui and try to call that. If the Blastoise wants to click a water move, obviously it's not going to do too much damage. Excuse me. Or if the Blastoise wants to click Rock Slide, it's going to do more damage than you would want it to, but it's still not going to do too much. We do switch out first, so Addison did elect to stay in, so we're gonna see what this Blastoise wants to do. If we see a Shell Smash, I'm gonna look like a real G right now, like the best player on this planet. But we do just see a Rock Slide come out, so the Mirror Herb isn't gonna proc, and that Rock Slide actually didn't do that much. I thought it did more. But I think at that point we realized it's not banded. So I'm thinking here at this point I can just fire off a Thunderbolt, because the best pivot into this for a Thunderbolt is a Raikou, and then I can just Energy Ball. So not too worried, to be honest, because we obviously Arcanine come out. Arcanine's going to take Thunderbolt, and if it's not Assault Vest, then it's going to take a decent amount of damage. So we do see Knuckles come out, which is going to be the Mesprit, so Addison is going to like to just sack off the Mesprit, which is fine by me. Mesprit gone. We do net a KO. Whoa, let's go. No 6-0s. I was getting a little worried with how I was playing. I wasn't playing horrible at this point, especially with my Iron Thorns in the beginning. I guess I kind of just was playing kind of passively. But at this point, we do see Mozart come out, which is going to be the Arcanine, and we do see Nintum. In here, in my eyes, I have a Skeledirge, so I'm just going to go into Skeledirge. I can't do much damage back since I'm not Shadow Ball. So I didn't expect the Arcanine. I expected, what was the, there was another Pokemon that I expected. It was like, I can't remember off the top of my head. Now I gotta go look. The Pokemon I expected was what? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Let me double check. Now I need to know. Now I need to know. We do see that Addison decides to just click Crunch here anyways, which is a very good play for my opponent, because now that looks like it's an offensive Arcanine, so I really don't have much I can do at this point. I think I expected Grimmsnarl. Sorry. Took me absolutely forever. But at this point we just have to sack, because nothing was a switch into Crunch. If I go into Gallade, this Pokemon outspeeds me after, so like, what's the point? Like, and if it's, at this point I thought it could have been banded, I think, based off that damage as well, so I was scared if I was to go into it, or that I could go into it and it click Crunch, and then it's banded, it's locked into Crunch, but Crunch still did a lot of damage, so we are just going to have to stack our Skeledirge. Rest in power, Ben Wallace. Our Depoy, not playing very well this season. This has been Wallace before he retired. This has been Wallace averaging a block a game, not 4. So yeah, not looking the best for us. But at this point, I'm looking up if Arcanine gets a Rock type move, because if it doesn't, then I can go into Araquanid and kind of just force some damage here. Or it could be prime time for me to get webs up, which would be nice for Gallade. Still not good for the Staraptor. Looking back, I could definitely have been a Scarf Gallade, but Bandage just does so much damage. So I'm going to go into my Araquanid. We are Boots, so we're not going to take rocks, which is nice. And I think we have some offensive investment, so Liquidation would do a lot to this Pokemon. It would kill this Pokemon, and then it could also do 1,000,000% to anything that wants to come in. But I really think I can just get a Sticky Web up here, because if Blastoise comes out and it wants to Rapid Spin, we can just go Leech Life at that point, or we could pivot back out into our Hisuian Electro, because we do still outspeed, I believe, even after a Blastoise gets the +1 speed from our Rapid Spin. So actually, I don't OHKO with Liquidation here, but this Pokemon doesn't do any damage to me, so I like to click Sticky Web, and we're gonna see what Addison decides to do. Don't really know what I expect other than maybe a Blastoise coming out here, but we do see a switch into Bestie, which I hadn't seen come out yet, and it's going to be the Raikou, which was very baffling to me because if I click Liquidation, I did half. So then at that point, I switch out into Electro to Sui. So was very surprised at the switch into Raikou, to be honest, because it seemed like Addison was giving me Raikou, which I guess with the in-game with the Staraptor, it makes sense. Like, Raikou isn't needed too much, but with how much John was seeing Raikou absolutely demolish me, I was surprised. Like, it's one of those moments where I valued Raikou more than Addison did in this sense. So, like, I really thought Raikou was just going to do the damn thing against me. But I do have an Iron Thorns and I do have an Electro to Sui, so I guess I could have, you know, played a little differently here. And also Gallade lives any one hit, so even if this Pokemon has specs. So we're going to go into our Draymond, our Electro to Sui, and we're going to see Addison decide to just click, I believe, Thunderbolt. It is going to be a Thunderbolt, and that Thunderbolt is going to do a lot of damage. That's not going to do any damage. I thought it did more than that, but Electro to Sui putting in work so far. But here, I can't really do anything back. I could click Chloroblast and go out on my own terms. I had Chloroblast as kind of a last-ditch effort, but like I think here it'd be better for me just to click Volt Switch and pivot out. Or I could definitely just click Energy Ball and get damage. But if that Staraptor is not Scarf, then it definitely could have been better for me to just keep Electro to Sui around. But at this point, I still don't know if that isn't Scarf. So very, very scary that Staraptor is still around and I don't know what item it is. So not the best for me, but that's okay. I think I just like to click Energy Ball here and get damage off. But if I'm gonna do that, I should have definitely just clicked Chloroblast. But we do see a switch, so not the worst thing. And we do see the Doctor the Wimsack come out. So good play, because obviously I cannot hit this Pokemon for any damage. The best way to hit this would have been like Terra Blast, just normal. So Energy Ball does do a lot of damage, more than I expected it to be honest. So here I could just click Chloroblast and put it down super low. I could also click Energy Ball, but I think I do elect to just stay in and get damage off. I'm debating Chloroblast. I'm debating it. You see it. But I think I do just click Energy Ball here. I think I do just click Energy Ball and just get as much damage off as possible. Which we do see a Tailwind, which I did not expect Tailwind at all. But that just puts me in a very bad spot, to be honest. We click Energy Ball and we do a lot of damage. So looking back at this, I should have clicked Chloroblast to kill this Pokemon. Now, Tailwind being up meant Staraptor came out and then 3 turns. I had 4 Pokemon left. At that point, I just had to sack, and then at the last, on the last turn, like hope it died to recoil at that point, because I do have a full Gallade. I have a rank one that's pretty low. I would have to just hope, but I really should have clicked Chloroblast there. Actually, no, if I click Chloroblast, and Staraptor just cleaned up the game, I believe, because his Electro to Sui just dies, and then I have 3 Pokemon that do not live a hit, because if she decides to lock into Double Edge and it's banded, it just sweeps. So to be fair, maybe I made the better play in that sense of not sacking my Electro to Sui, but I didn't expect Tailwind. I don't really know what I expected, to be honest. I think I expected more so Encore, Stun Spore, Moonblast, and then maybe Grass Move, but I don't really have a water type that's weak to grass, I believe, so maybe not Grass Move. U-turn, I guess. I think U-turn was the last move I expected. But now we're trying to stall out some turns with stall out some Tailwind turns. And here I could click Leech Life, I could click Liquidation. I think the switch is going to be the Blastoise, so I do decide to click Leech Life, I believe. But I could click Liquidation, calling the Arcanine. And if for some reason Addison decides to give me Whimsicott, which she doesn't, she makes the good play, then I think there could still be an Iron Thorns game. But we do see Raikou come back out, which was insane to me, because if I click Liquidation the first turn, now this would be in range of another Liquidation. So, Bestie, the Raikou would have been dead, I think, at this point. So, I'm not making the best of plays. I'm not making the best of plays up to this point. not playing optimally. I could have just definitely just clicked liquidation, because even if Blastoise came out, Blastoise, I could have got a defense drop and Rock Slide didn't kill me. I could leech life the next turn. I could go into my Glade calling a Rock Slide and put myself in a more offensive positioning, earn some better offensive positioning. But we do see a Volt Switch come out. And we see we're going to hang on because Spida, the Araquanid, has like 135 Spadef or something crazy. But I think now we probably see the Blastoise come back out. And we do see Blastoise come out now. So the liquidation play, little too late. We do see it's caught in the sticky web. So click liquidation. We're going to do decent damage. So I definitely should have clicked liquidation the turn before when, or 2 turns before when the Whimsicott was out, because I would have done decent damage to the Blastoise anyways. Leech Life didn't really do that much more, to be honest. It did like 5 to 10% more, I believe. So here, I think I like to just click Leech Life. I could go into my Glade, but if for some reason Blastoise wants to click a water move, then I get absolutely demolished. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I keep yawning. I'm so tired, guys. I gotta work on a little bit. We see Wave Crash come out, so Glade play would have been bad. We live on 8 HP, which is nice. And I click Leech Life, and you're gonna see I don't do that much damage at all. So liquidation was doing about the same. I was just trying to get as much HP as back as possible to see if I could somehow hang on. But there's no roll where I live this Wave Crash, and at this point, I still think this Blastoise could be banded. Sorry, I just hit my desk. But I still think this Blastoise could be banded, which is a really cool ring, but still, it could just be slightly offensive. So, because we did see the Blastoise take webs, so this Blastoise is not heavy-duty boots. And we still haven't seen a Rapid Spin out, so could definitely not be a Rapid Spin set at all. But here I'm just debating, because I'm like, I really don't know what to do. This whole match, I felt very flustered, and we do see a switch. We do see a switch happen, and it's going to be Bestie. So we should have clicked liquidation again. So many turns where we could have clicked liquidation on this Raikou, and we just missed the opportunity. Like, that Blastoise was in range of a liquidation, guys. Should have clicked liquidation 3 different times. This Raikou would have been dead. But at this point, I just have to sack my Raikou, or my Araquanid, because it doesn't have much merit at this point. And I don't see a way out of this at all. I don't really see a way out of me losing this game, to be frank. My name's not Frank, it's Owen. So she clicks Thunderbolt, and the Raikou is going to pick up a KO. So John, the Raikou did pick up one. I could have prevented it from picking up any, to be fair. But I didn't bring Sandaconda. I don't think it would have mattered. I think Sandaconda would have done ass in this matchup, so I stand by it. But at this point, I'm thinking I need health on my Iron Thorns, and I can't just go into Iron Thorns and click Dragon Dance, because if Addison decides to go hard Whimsicott and then just encores me, then I'm fucked. There's nothing I can do. Iron Thorns just clicks Dragon Dance infinitely, and there's like eventually I die, right? Because Moonblast. So I have to go Glade here. I guess I could go Iron Thorns and click an attacking move, but if Raikou has some HP investment, then Fire Punch is not going to kill. So because I don't have Fire Punch or Ice Punch doesn't kill because I don't have Earthquake. So at this point, I decided to just click Sacred Sword, get as much damage off as possible, hopefully pick off this Raikou, and then go from there. Like I said, this is Shiny Glade. I don't use Shiny Glade, but Shiny Glade is pretty fire. I used to name my Glade Nathan Scott after One Tree Hill, so I do remember that. I think it was my Mega Glade. I think I did use Shiny Mega Glade. But we do see Bessie just click Thunderbolt and going to do a lot of damage, but we are going to pick up another KO with the Sacred Sword. Crit didn't matter, obviously. That's a Banded Glade. Banded Glade is just hits so hard, but let's see how this in-game plays out. Because if Staraptor comes out and locks Double Edge, if Staraptor is Scarf, then Iron Thorns can live a hit and I Thunder Punch. But at that point, Whimsicott comes out and just clicks Moonblast and kills me. But we do get another KO if that's what happens. And we do see Storm Eagle come out. So at this point, I'm just playing for diff and just trying to get it down to a 3-0 loss. More Pika United are not playing well in the LTM so far. I'm not going to lie. Low Tier is a a different breed comparative to regular tiers. Sorry, regular tiers. So I think with low tier, I still like this team. I still stand by the round 1 Iron Thorns because I still think that Pokemon is crazy with its stats. I just have not been using it that well. But we're gonna go with Iron Thorns. There's a chance we live. If this Pokemon is Scarf, then we live every roll. I think STARAPTOR had to get like the max roll to kill us. It had like a 5.5% chance to OHKO us if this Pokemon was Scarf. But if this Pokemon's Banded, it just kills me outright. So at this point, I'm just playing to hope and pray that this Pokemon does not click, or this Pokemon is not banded. And Addison has bluffed the Scarf very well. If I kept Electrodesui around, you know what I mean? And we are going to see she clicks Double Edge and it's going to kill us. So this Pokemon was banded the whole time. If I kept Electrodesui around, then I was able to deal with this Pokemon, because the only switch in was a Raikou and a Whimsicott, but Whimsicott still took a lot of damage. So we are going to lose to Addison 4-0. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know in the comment section down below, and also tell me what you guys think I could have done to play differently. I played very poorly, but yeah, that's gonna be it for LTM week 2. Make sure you guys check out Addison and all the other LTM coaches in the description down below, and that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Catch you guys later.